Well, you know, I was just checking to see if my lipstick is sitting right, my braids are sitting right. How are you doing tonight? My name is Kyallo, and I know you're not used to seeing me on a Saturday night. Even me, I'm wondering, what am I doing here? But you know what? It's a new beginning, it's a new show, and you know the show is called what? Say What? You know, say what? Because I think like everything right now in Kenya, if you look at social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, kila kitu ni like, what? So right now we'll be having conversations, interactive conversations about just issues that make us just think, what? And you know what? Apart from just me being here in studio, as you can see, it's not like Friday where let's not be serious, nini. This one we're taking things a little bit slow. And I have a fantastic panel of experts, if I may say.
Anita expert.
Experts. These are my experts.
Yanza kuwa expert.
Let me introduce you, Antonio, please.
Okay.
All right, so like I mentioned, this is going to be a fantastic 1 hour, 10 minutes or so every Saturday right here on TV47. And I'm telling you, it's going to be one great ride, one wild ride. So on Say What, we have Antonio, the MC. Now this guy, first of all, he's very intelligent, but sometimes...
I'm very intelligent.
Relax. Ndugu, relax. So he's going to be one of the contributors right here on the show.
Sorry.
So he's going to be one of the contributors here on the show. We'll be having very interesting, diverse, interactive, wild educational conversations here. And of course, we have this beautiful lady. Ebu Miss Kithinji, Ebu just come over here.
Yani mimi mama.
Yeah, look at you.
Boy child is being marginalized.
Oh, did you tell me it's baby BK and
she's
MK?
called Betty Kithinji, and I'm Betty Kyallo. So
where is hope for the boy child?
Just relax. So Miss Kithinji, she's an amazing, first of all, she's a journalist, she's an MC, she's a blogger. Mmekuwa mkiandika by the juu yangu sana.
Lakini tunaandikanga vitu poa.
Si kila saa mnaandikanga vitu poa, but today niko hapa na yeye nitamkaranga. So Miss Kithinji is also going to be part of this show. It's going to be an amazing 1 hour, 10 minutes. And you know what? We have very many segments here on the show. Apart from the news, of course, making headlines, we will be having hot topics. Ni nini nasumbua wa Kenya? Kama leo we have a very interesting discussion. I'm sure the whole week mmekuwa na watu wanapatiwa maua. Pesa, Diana Bahati, kwanza we'll be talking to Diana Marwa later on the show.
Yeah.
Pressure mingi sana. So we're discussing about the pressure about dating and of course weddings. Ambarea amesema mwache kuteta juu ya pesa. Mnafaa kufanya nini? Mutoboke. Tell us about Sema Ikutoke.
So we have a segment on this show called Sema Ikutoke, #Sema Ikutoke. What you need to do is send us your videos. Unatuambia kitu yote na kustress anything that is stressing you kwa traffic jam imeshika, tuongeleshe Mosira. Anaitwanga Mosira?
Mosira,
tumwambie Geoffrey kuja usaidie watu jam imeshika sana. So if you have any video you want to rant, send us a short video. Sema Ikutoke, #Sema Ikutoke.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Antonio. So that you can actually send today. We have our WhatsApp number. Just send us a video and we'll be playing them. You know, just during the show. Send it just now. Tell us what is it that is actually making you angry about. It could be relationships, you know, like, you know, career, pesa, kitu chochote. So it's going to be a fantastic show every Saturday right here on TV47. I'm glad to be seeing you twice a week. I hope you're also glad. Let's begin the show with the highlights. Twende kazi. President William Ruto now ropes in the U.S. as a condemnation of a Kenya's perceived dalliance with Sudan's rapid support forces intensifies. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka now says opposition parties are in talks to unite with the intention to produce one candidate in the 2027 election.
Ya jamaa wengine wanataka wamtafutie Kasongo njia ya kusema hakuna uchaguzi. Haiwezekani.
A section of leaders up in arms over a perceived plot to make changes at the Supreme Court so as to influence the 2027 general election results.
Lakini hakuna rais mwingine atakayeapishwa katika Jamhuri ya Kenya kama ameiba uchaguzi.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on Say What. So, of course, we begin with the top stories right here in the country and beyond. Our sign language interpreter is Roda Nyamai. Now, the diplomatic tip between Kenya and Sudan is likely to morph from bud to worse, with Nairobi likely to start facing sanctions from Khartoum. Now, President Ruto held a telephone conversation with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, where the Sudan issue and Kenya's perceived dalliance with the RSF was discussed. Here's Ruga Eval with more.
President William Ruto has roped in the US as the condemnation of Kenya's perceived dalliance with Sudan's Rapid Support Forces intensifies. In a statement after a phone call with the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, President Ruto said their phone call, among other things, focused on discussions on the situation in Sudan, with the president reiterating Kenya's crucial role in providing a platform for key stakeholders, including political parties, civil society, and other actors to engage in a process aimed at stopping the tragic slide of Sudan into anarchy and ensuring a pathway towards sustainable peace. Kenya has been in the eye of a diplomatic storm since the beginning of the week, when the RSF held a meeting at the iconic KICC that was meant to discuss the formation of a parallel government. That was followed by backlash, with Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi in a statement on Wednesday stating that Kenya's actions were in line with its broader role in peace negotiations and its commitment to supporting Sudan in finding a resolution to its ongoing political crisis. Further, the Prime Cabinet Secretary pointed out that Kenya has a history of facilitating peace agreements in the region, including the Machakos Protocol of the year 2002, which helped end the Sudan II civil war. This move attracted widespread reactions from diplomats and leaders who accused Kenya of lacking integrity for hosting such groups on its soil. These developments have led to significant backlash against Kenya. For instance, its embassy in Kinshasa was attacked recently. Moreover, Sudan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has written a series of letters accusing Kenya under General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan's rule for endorsing or complicitly supporting heinous crimes perpetrated by rebel groups. This led to Sudan recalling its ambassador from Kenya, Kamal Jabara, on Thursday in protest. A foreign ministry statement said Kamal Jabara was summoned for consultations in response to Kenya's hosting of meetings involving the RSF militia and its allies in a hostile move against Sudan. The ministry urged Nairobi to abandon what it called a dangerous course that threatens regional peace and security and promotes terrorism and genocide. Sudan earlier accused Kenya's presidency of embracing and encouraging a conspiracy to establish an RSF-led government. Kenya's backlash also seems to be coming from within, with a section of civil society groups condemning Kenya's dalliance with Sudan's Rapid Support Forces, terming it drawback in the peace efforts in Sudan. According to the groups, including the Kenya Human Rights Commission, Pan-African Lawyers Union, ICJ Kenya, and AFRICOG, stated that the Kenya's move to host RSF, which they claim is infamous for their brutal reign of terror in Sudan, is a grave violation of its international obligations and undermines Sudan's sovereignty. Ruga Eval, TV47.
Martin Mwao, one of the 4 men who were allegedly abducted in Mlolongo in December last year before his body was discovered at the Nairobi Funeral Home, was today laid to rest at his rural home in Kilungu village in Makueni County. And as Samira Mohammed now reports, 2 of the 4 abducted men, Steve Mbisi and Karani Mwema, are still missing.
Emotions ran high as family and friends of Martin Mwao gathered at his rural home in Kilungu, Makueni County to pay their last respects to their loved one who was abducted and brutally murdered.
Ile nimesikia mtoto wangu alipotea. Sasa MC akaniita, akaniambia kamanda utaongea na bila kunipundesa ile ni. Lakini nikaona si niwachilie. Wacha niongee. Na huyo amesikia kamanda aliongea mbaya, nimemuomba msamaha.
In their grieving, they reminisced over the cherished memories they now hold so dear as they expressed their agony of unanswered questions and a dragging system.
Ambao sisi tuko na majozi sana. Na lazima niseme ya kwamba kama vile nimeona swali limeulizwa kwa hiyo program, who killed our brother? Nani ameua Martin? Nataka kusema shame on you government kwa sababu mnajua nani ameua Martin. Kwa nini hiyo masiku yote amujawahi tuambia nani ameua Martin?
Mutomwa's body was discovered at the Nairobi funeral home 1 month after his abduction, with a post-mortem examination indicating that he died of drowning.
Wamepewa shida kubwa sana, na hawa waine walikuwa kwa ile maandamano ilikuwa Mlolongo. Kwa hivyo serikali haiwezi sema haijui, na haijui wamepatikana wapi. Huyu alisemekana ati alikufa kwa maji, sababu alikuwa ameenda kutupwa pale kwa maji ya sewage.
The mourners and leaders present at the burial condemned the abduction and brutal murder of the young men, whose bodies were badly mutilated upon discovery. They slammed the government for not taking accountability of the abduction and brutal murder of the two.
Hii mchezo atuitaki ya paka na panya. Ati kusema Martin, wengine wanataka kupeleka hivi hivi. Tunajua ya kwamba huyu kijana na wale wengine watatu ambao bado wawili tunaendelea na kuwatafuta hapa japatikana, waliabdaktiwa, alafu huyu akapatikana akiwa ameuliwa. Serikali mnajua nani ameua Martin, na tunawaambia mtuambie nani ameua Martin, kwa sababu mnajua.
They have now called on the government and relevant authorities to expedite on the investigations and deliver justice to the family of Mutomwa and the 3 others.
Na wakati walipelekwa hapo, polisi walijua walipeleka hawa wapi. Kwa hivyo mimi nasema na naomba Wakenya wote, naomba serikali, ule anajua wale wengine pahali wako, tafadhali, maanake mnajua mahali, kama muwafungia mnajua, kama mliwaua na mkatupa mnajua.
Samira Mohammed, GOtv 47, Nairobi.
All right, to matters politics now. And tonight, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has said the opposition will not sit back and watch attempts to remove Chief Justice Martha Koome and the entire Supreme Court bench, terming it as a plot to rig the 2027 presidential election. Now, Kalonzo, who spoke in Kirinyaga County, said the opposition will not allow the executive to harass the judiciary. The High Court on Friday granted temporary orders blocking JSC from proceeding with ouster petitions until the case is heard and determined.
The clamour over a plot to seemingly remove Chief Justice Martha Koome and the rest of the Supreme Court bench from office has raised the alarm in opposition quarters, with Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka terming the push as a plot to rig the 2027 presidential election.
We cannot even afford to shake our judiciary. It's the only thing standing. Ya jamaa wengine wanataka wamtafutie Kasongo njia ya kusema hakuna uchaguzi. Haiwezekani. Hata mahakama pia vile ambao wanashikilia, we cannot have them completely disoriented because it will be terrible. We are a country under the rule of law and our constitution.
Kalonzo's remarks came a day after Chief Justice Martha Koome, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, and Justices Joki Ndung'u, Mohamed Ibrahim, and Isaac Lenaola secured temporary orders on Friday to block the Judicial Service Commission from proceeding with ouster petitions to President William Ruto, who is expected to form a tribunal once he receives the JSC petitions.
Kasongo, kwa sababu tunajua unapanga kuiba uchaguzi. Ni vizuri tukuambie tukiwa hapa Kirinyaga ya kwamba utaiba uchaguzi kama utaweza. Lakini hakuna rais mwingine atakayeapishwa katika Jamhuri ya Kenya kama ameiba uchaguzi.
Lawyer Nelson Harvey on the 13th of January filed a petition to the Judicial Service Commission accusing the Chief Justice of failing to provide leadership and direction. Harvey and other senior lawyers, among them Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, have been calling for the resignation of CJ Koome, citing corruption allegations. This stems from the decision to bar Ahmed Nasir and his law firm from practicing before the Apex Court, saying the decision was not of the CJ origin. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka now says his party plans to reach out to other opposition party leaders with the intention to unite behind one candidate in the run-up to the 2027 general election. Kalonzo says that it is the only way to unseat President William Ruto in 2027. Paul Kirobi with the details.
Sam and Josephine, kujeni hapa pia kudance pamoja tafadhali.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, who was poised to be the current opposition leader, visited the vote-rich region, Mount Kenya region, and cast his net to woo voters in support of his presidential ambition come 2027. The Wiper leader, who was accompanied by his supporters, accused President William Ruto of presiding over a failed administration.
Wale wengine ambao watakuja sasa watakuwa wenye kuwajibika, na tutahakikisha wako na uwajibikaji. Pasipo hiyo, always the route. You can't compromise the future of these little kids.
Hivyo msidanganywe. Sio lazima ukue kwa serikali ili upate maendeleo. Hiyo ni katiba iliyopita. Katiba ya sahihi kuna kitu inaitwa devolution. Muchague viongozi ambao nyinyi munataka.
Sentiments echoed by some of his supporters, led by advocate Ndegwa Njiru, saying President Ruto has lied to Kenyans and the only way out is to make him a one-term president.
Wangapi wanataka Kasongo ajenge barabara ya kwenda Sugoi? Asanteni sana. Misri mulitoka. Mumetoka jehanamu. Mumeachana na Kasongo. Mumeachana na muongo.
Kalonzo is hoping to block President Ruto's re-election and make him a one-term president, and the only way to achieve this is to forge a united front and bring like-minded individuals to support his candidature. Speaking in Kirinyaga County in a wedding ceremony, the former vice president poked holes on Raila's AUC bid after coming second in a hotly contested elections held in Ethiopia. Kalonzo says Raila's failure is due to Ruto's poor diplomatic relations.
Raila alishindwa na mtu wa Djibouti ni Kasongo. Kasongo alishindwa kwa sababu ya kutokuwa na uhusiano mzuri na marais wengine.
This comes even as the issue continues to cause political misunderstanding among political leaders. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
All right, thanks, Paul, for that. Now, tonight, a draft bill before the National Assembly seeking a smooth transition of power has raised questions about its timing just 2 years before the next general election. Now, the assumption of office of the President and transition of the Executive Authority Bill 2025, tabled by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, seeks, among other things, to introduce a new section that allows the President-elect to take over power without a handover from the outgoing President. Apollo Kamau with the details.
The assumption of the office of the President and transition of Executive Authority Bill 2025, yet to be approved by Parliament, is curiously coming 2 years before the next election. Its supporters saying it seeks to provide a smooth transfer of power between the outgoing head of state and the President-elect. The bill, which originated from Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi's office and was tabled by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, seeks to stamp authority that the absence of an outgoing head of state does not invalidate the assumption of office of the President-elect. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, through his Director of Press Services Jacob Ngetich, has defended the bill, saying it's not motivated by political gain, but is about leaving a legacy in democracy.
Yes, there's somebody.
MPs who sit in the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly have thrown their weight behind the bill, with Rarieda MP Otiende Amolo saying it was not motivated by anything malicious, but was intended to fill the gaps and give more latitude to the President-elect. Marakwet West MP Timothy Kipchumba says the amendments will ensure continuity in government so that regimes leaving office do not interfere in the handover of power. Critics argue that the bill anticipates political problems, which it seeks to solve, with the bill imposing a harsh fine of 10 years imprisonment or 10 million shillings for a public officer blocking the transfer of power. Given the political differences between retired President Uhuru Kenyatta and his successor William Ruto, Marakwet West MP Timothy Kipchumba says the biggest problem the current government is facing is sabotage from civil servants who worked for the previous Kenyatta administration. The bill prohibits cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries from making any commitments 90 days before a presidential election. The bill, if it becomes law, further seeks to ensure that once the president-elect and his deputy are declared winners, they will be given adequate security. Rarieda MP Otiende Amolo says the spirit of the bill was to give the president-elect more say in the Assumption of Office Committee. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Now, Kenya's education sector is still in a state of limbo as they grapple with a shortage of funding, even as the government promises to increase funding for that specific sector. Now, schools are yet to receive the remaining capitation funds for the first term. And as Elizabeth Atieno now tells us, the education sector is facing financial constraints as the executive stares at a possible salary increase for the top state officials.
They say an investment in knowledge pays the best interest, but the government seems to be reading from a different script. The education sector is grappling with a 91.8 billion Kenya shillings resource gap for capitation, loans and scholarship. It is 7 weeks now, and public schools across the country are facing serious financial challenges due to lack of capitation. The schools have only received 25% of capitation for the first term, despite the government promising to disburse 50% or 48 billion Kenya shillings.
The reason why we have not released capitation is because this month we had to pay 70 billion loan to external borrowers, which now we have completed paying this week. Next week we are releasing 48 billion shillings for capitation. So schools, please don't panic.
Some school heads have since threatened to shut down schools, citing challenges in covering essential costs in schools as the funds allocated per student declines by almost half, from 22,244 Kenya shillings per learner in 2018 to the current 10,490 Kenya shillings per learner. Additionally, the secondary school principals have since called for the increase of school fees by 27,000 Kenya shillings to bridge the funding gap. According to the 2025-2026 budget policy statement, the education sector is projected to receive 718.8 billion Kenya shillings in the 2025-2026 financial year.
We have already absorbed 69.8% of the approved budget.
The National Treasury has also proposed to allocate the State Department for Higher Learning 26.3 billion Kenya shillings, with 22 billion Kenya shillings earmarked for the new funding model. The State Department for TVET is expected to receive an increase of 14.6 billion Kenya shillings, while the Teachers Service Commission is expected to receive 10 billion Kenya shillings more.
The approved estimate for the State Department was 137 billion 208,025,768, and out of which we have already expended 95,869,854, which is 69.8%.
Even amidst the current financial challenges bedeviling the education sector, the Office of the President, the Office of the Deputy President, and that of the Cabinet are projected to receive a salary increment. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
Now, residents at Bisil, Kajiado County witnessed a bizarre incident on Friday where two men were seen allegedly kidnapping a young girl and ferried her with a motorcycle from Bisil Market. Now, according to the resident, the young girl was running away from forced marriage. Our reporter Anastasia Mukabi has the details.
Hali ilikuwa ngumu sana, ulikuwa unapata hata labda mama akipatwa na hiyo labor pain, kitambo afikishwe hospitali. Inaweza kuwa kama alipatwa usiku, tunapatana na ndovu njiani, na pia tukuwa na usafiri, so tunaingia pikipiki, so ilikuwa ni muda mgumu sana.
Tumekuwa tukiteseka sana sana sisi wa mama. Unakuta ukianza kupatwa na labor pain, unaenda hapa mpaka Lengisim ukienda kutafuta mahali ya kujifungulia. Pia wakati
All right, we just apologize for that mix-up. Let me just reread that story and then we can have the right clip. And like I mentioned, residents at BC Kajiado County witnessed a bizarre incident on Friday where two men were seen allegedly kidnapping a young girl and ferried her with a motorcycle from BC Market. Now, according to the residents, the young girl was running away from forced marriage. Our reporter Anastasia Mukabi has the details.
Two men seem to be engaging in what could be seen as kidnapping a young girl at BC Market in Kyallo County. It is said that the young girl was running away from a forced marriage. Screaming her lungs out, the residents of BC remained silent as she took off with the two men.
Msichana alishikwa pale sokoni na ni siku ya soko. Alikuwa analazimishwa kuwekwa kwa pikipiki.
Akavuliwa nguo maana alichanjiliwa juu akawekwa juu ya pikipiki kuonesha uchi wake, na hiyo imetugadhabisha kama wanawake wa Kajiado.
Women in Kajiado County have raised concern with the rise of forced marriages in the area, condemning the depraved traditions of the Maasai forcing girls into marriage.
Ndoa za lazima ni moja ya mambo ambayo imepitwa na wakati, na kila wakati tunasema kwamba wasichana wapewe haki yao.
Wacha mtoto hajipeleke kwa mzee wake kama anataka.
Na tunataka kuambia Wamasai wetu, sheria wasichukue mikononi mwao na pia waache kunyanyasa wamama.
The chiefs in the area have assured the residents that they will do an investigations and ensure that they put into book the kidnappers.
Tunafuatilia kujua ule msichana ako wapi kwa sababu ya usalama wake, na pia kujua walioshika ule msichana na kumfua nguo na kumchukua kwa lazima watafikishwa katika mikono za serikali.
Forced marriage is a violation of human rights. These Kajiado women have vowed to hold demonstration if the authority fails to act swiftly following the incident. Anastasia Mkabe, TV47.
All right, that is really retrogressive and really disappointing. Moving on. Now, the body of Malava Member of Parliament Malulu Injendi is scheduled to be flown to Western Kenya on the 2nd of March using a police chopper ahead of the burial ceremony on the 4th of March. Now, on the 1st of March, the body will leave Lee Funeral Home from the Requiem Mass at St. Catherine of Alexandria Parish in South Sea. Thereafter, the body will be ferried to his Nairobi home for a night vigil. Now, there will be a Requiem Mass at his home parish, St. Teresa Catholic Parish, Malava, and afterwards, the body will be taken to his rural home, Lugusi Village, Kakamega, North Sub-County, for internment. All right, so that brings us to the end of the first part of the show. Like I mentioned tonight, of course, it's a new journey right here on TV47 as we begin this first show, of course, one of a kind, because just from the name itself, it's called Say What? And of course, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to just be talking about, things that really affect us as a society, the things that we come across on social media that you see a story unajiuliza, hii ilifanyika aje hivyo. So we'll be having a very interesting conversation later on, but for now, we want to take a short commercial break, and we're coming back with some sporting action. Don't go away.
Our world is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's mind. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information and education on your health, Body Garage is here.
Don't allow anyone to pluck out your good tooth, as long as it is strong and stable.
Cancer doesn't start today and you get the symptoms tomorrow. By the time you pick it or the time it is manifesting in you, probably will be there about 5 to 10 years.
The eye is the window to the rest of the body.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
And of course, you at home do take your water.
So the ultimate test is actually you check your urine. Your urine should be clear.
Clear like the water?
Yes. Should be able to see the other side of the urine. If your urine is colored or has changed color, you cannot see the other side, then you have not taken enough water.
Don't forget regular health checkups. Early detection saves lives.
I want the message be, we can prevent cervical cancer. We prevent cervical cancer in several ways. You have young girls and even somebody who's above that age, you can pay at least every 3 years. Somebody should have a pap smear done.
If you are 40, 45, 50 going upwards, once a year, please go see a doctor. Yeah, it's just a normal routine.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets.
Bet Bila Stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybets.com.
And welcome back to Say What? I think it will take some time before I can play Say What all the time. Okay, so let's take a look at some sporting action. And the second round of the National Autocross Championship will be held tomorrow at a Twisty Corner near Tatu City in Kiambu County. Now, 44 drivers have confirmed participation in the one-day event, which will be held on 2-kilometer and 6-kilometer circuits. Now, the race, which is directed by rally champion Baldev Chagar and clerk of the course Mindo Gatimu, will feature 14 categories. Some of the drivers who have confirmed participation are Rajveer Teti, Ismail Azeli, Tinashe Gatimu, Ian Duncan, Shaz Ismail, Neil Gohil, and Aman Ganatra. Now, the scrutineering process took place earlier today in the event, which is organized by the 254 Motorsport Club and Sushil Gohil.
Rallying is all about passion. So what you're seeing right behind us and the people you're seeing to the side is just a perfect demonstration of what passion looks like on a sport that has excited millions and millions of Kenyans. And it takes this type of people to be able to make sure that the sport continues to grow in Kenya. Shell, as you all know, has been in motorsport since its inception. It has the longest partnership with Ferrari for more than 75 years. And we are passionate here in Kenya, not just to sponsor such events, but also to work through with the women and also with the youth. Because if you don't have youth in a sport, the sport dies. And I'm happy that the gentleman standing next to me not only love and have gone into this passion, but also their own children are directly, passionately involved in it.
All right, that looks like a good time. So tomorrow, kama una mpango, nimewapatia mpango ya Sunday at the Twisty Corner just near Tatu City. All right, let's continue. In the former Kenya Cup champions, KCB delivered a masterclass performance to secure a hard-fought 29-27 victory over Menengai Oilers in a thrilling encounter, the KCB Sports Club, Ruaraka. Now on Saturday, that of course happened on Saturday afternoon. Now, the hosts made their intentions clear from the outset, with Elvis Olukusi crossing the whitewash within the first 3 minutes to register KCB's opening try. However, Oilers quickly responded with 2 well-taken drop goals to take a 6-5 lead. The first half remained tightly contested, with Oilers heading into the break with a narrow 15-12 advantage. KCB will return to action on March 1st when they host Impala Club at their home ground, aiming to build on this momentum.
How you've just seen it, it was a very nice, very contested match, and we expected the same from Oilers. Oilers is a good outfit, well coached, with some good, decent players, and it was an entertainment for us today. No, we just needed to correct our territory. We needed to manage our territory better, manage our set pieces. That is where the 15th game is won. So we need to also go back to the drawing board and look at what didn't work, especially with our territory and especially the scrummages that we really need to work on going into these hard matches in the playoffs. Yeah, we needed the players themselves to adjust and adapt to the game at that time. They were loading on the tight head, which we needed to start thinking about and adjust. So next time we need to really look at our scrums because we were exposed today. Our focus now shifts to Impala next weekend here. So we need to prepare and we need a quick turnaround before we get to play that match because we have to fix those 2 areas of weakness.
All right, so that's where we finished the news and the sports. So it's now time to get to the good stuff. Say what? This is now gonna make, of course, your Saturday evenings even more exciting, better. So weekend inaanza Friday, lakini pia Saturday we make sure that you're well entertained right here on TV47. So actually, I don't know what that picture is doing there. That doesn't look like a picture to say what? My producer, we need a new photo shoot to have that, with some attitude. All right, so it's now time for our discussions, our conversations. And listen up, you can actually call in and talk to us right here in studio. Numbers ziko hapa, I'm sure. You can also WhatsApp us. Remember, we want to hear from you. There's a new segment before we end the show. Itakuwa inaitwa Sema Ikutoke. Zile vitu zinakasirisha kama Mkenya, kama dem, kama chali, kama Budesco, kama mtu yoyote. You can actually just do a video right now and send to the number, the WhatsApp number, and Chonakama, of course, before the end of the show, we'll air them. Sema Ikutoke, whatever it is that you want to talk to us about, just record a 1-minute video of yourself, itume sahi, and we'll be playing it before we end the show. So let's get it started. All right, so tonight we're talking about the pressure of, inazanga kwa kudate Then sasa tumeona pressure, kuna pressure za wedding, ukiangalia huko Tanzania, Hamisa sijui anafanya nini, size 8 sijui anafanya nini. Yaani watu na mnatoa pesa za wedding wapi? Jamani. So we're talking about the pressure of dating and weddings, and I want you guys at home to also contribute. Kama uko na ka credit, piga simu, namba iko hapa, call in live, we'll be able to take your call. I also want to hear your voices. On Friday jana mi uongea tu, but today I actually want to hear from you guys. What are you thinking? And I'll be happy to to have you, the whole audience, kusikia maoni yako. So call in, we're waiting. All right, so let me reintroduce my panel of experts, esteemed. So the first one, of course, the only guy here is Antonio, the MC. Tell us something about yourself so we can know who you are.
Antonio, the MC, tall, dark, handsome, intelligent.
Oh, come
Straight to the point, simple, basic. Ni nini unataka niseme?
Aya, sawa basi.
Sauti ya kutoa nyoka pangoni.
Sijona nyoka yote hapa kwa.
Well,
umemaliza?
Yeah, simple.
Single and searching pia.
Single and
searching. Relationship zako
single and searching.
Zimekwama zote wewe.
Unajua Betty, usichome sana.
Okay, sawa. Today is the first day.
It's the first day. Tusichome sana.
Tusichome sana.
Kiingilia yangu nitaingilia yako.
Usiingilie yangu please. Nani kubeta wewe? Nani
lakini umejaribu.
Wewe
umejaribu.
Kwani tulikuwa tunaambiana ukweli?
So Miss, talk to us about something people don't know about you.
People don't know about me. What do they not
First
know about me?
First introduce yourself.
Okay.
They'll be seeing your face. Watch out who you are.
All right. So I like to say I am three things. Miss Kithinji, one is a digital media journalist. And two, I am a talent and brand consultant. Three, I am an MC and moderator. So everything gets to marry each other.
Wow,
yeah?
I love that.
And besides that, I am a believer that you create your own reality. You have nothing like, you have to face reality.
Yes.
No, I am a believer of creating your own reality.
Your own stuff, your own story.
Yes.
That's what believing, Sasa. Today we have so much to cover. The first thing, of course, is the topic of the day, which will not take so much time because that's not to piggy Diana B. Manze. I know you're watching, that's not to piggy Rico Mondi. But before we get to that, we're talking about the pressure. This last week, kuna pressure. You don't know about Valentine's, then you can get on my weddings. First of all, I mean, don't you think it's actually discouraging somebody who's single and wanting to mingle na anatumia kitu baadhi kama hauna do achana na maneno ya mapenzi.
Kwanza unajua gava iliongeza amount ya kuoa from 5,000 to 50,000. And I don't know if they
imagine. Kuoa ni shida.
Are they encouraging people to marry?
But one thing I've noticed from all this pressure yenye mnasema, hii pressure yote hakuna mwanaume ameanzisha. History ya wedding nyinyi ndio mnaanzishanga.
Lakini sasa tutafanya lazima tuolewe.
Like like economy ni mbaya. Tumepatana Betty, tuishi tu maisha, si lazima tufanye hii kitu hii. Kama uko na pesa ni sawa. That's why nakubaliana na Mbare alisema mimi nataka kufanya harusi kubwa sababu Hamisa Mobeto amenipea pressure. So ako kwa realm yake anakubaliwa kusema hivyo. And sisi wanaume hatuna hiyo time ya harusi. Hata hatujui tunapanga. Nyinyi ndio mnapanganga kila kitu. So we are out of the picture. This pressure is on
you are in the picture because nyinyi ndio most of the time nyinyi ndio mnatoboka.
Ukiona watu sasa hiyo ndio pressure peke yake. Lakini kama huna pesa sioni kwa nini ufanye harusi. You don't need to.
So shida yako ni pesa ama shida yako ni ndoa?
Wewe harusi inafanywa na nini? Sasa ametoka kusema hapa 40,000 from 5,000 to 50,000.
But you see, traditional wedding is also a marriage.
But that is also expensive. Uliona ng'ombe za Hamisa Mobeto wewe?
Wacha na poverty mentality.
Uliona ng'ombe za Hamisa Mobeto?
Anaoa footballer. Sasa tutafanya nini?
Mkenya wa kawaida, mtu wa kawaida.
He's a footballer.
But he's a footballer, you know.
Now I get why.
You get why. Yeah. But social media also inakuanga na hizo pressure. Because sometimes tumefanya hizi maharusi. Tumezifanya sana.
Wewe umefanya
Sikia. Acha nikuwa excited na
experience.
Acha niwaambie hiki kitu ni ngumu. Unajua by the time umeenda kwa hiyo altar, mnasikia yani kushikana mashati because sometimes the pressure to impress. Lakini si lazima, like umesema si tufanye tu ile kitu tunaweza. But you know social media inapatia, it gives you that impression of like it has to be big, and then you enter the marriage, you go to the honeymoon, amongeleshani, you like wewe nani alikwambia uinvite wale aunties wako wa ushago basi zima walimaliza chakula.
So hii honeymoon, it's not always rosy. You guys don't go there to have
not
a good
all
time.
The time. Ukikata kujipanga, but that's why I'm saying how do you draw the line as a couple? You want to to just know each other, alafu muone vile itaenda. How do you just draw the line, mfanye tu your thing in your own bubble?
First of all, it's to avoid societal pressure because I feel sometimes it gets into us and maybe parents are pushing you to get married or your friends are getting married, so you're feeling left out. So first things first, avoid societal pressure. Kaeni na mtu wako, agree this is what we want, this is what we can achieve, and just close your eyes and your head and your whatever from the rest of the world. Because when you're in debt, you're alone.
Exactly.
When you're counting debts in that honeymoon, you guys, sisi tutakuwa, we are done. We attended your wedding, you stayed all black, we dressed up.
Don't do it. Do you think wewe unadhani harusi ni lazima hata kama una pesa? Do you think wedding is a must?
No, a commitment, and symbolizing that commitment is very important.
Symbolizing inamaanisha tuende tuone madhe, tukule kuku ya kienyeji,
tumalize turudi
Nairobi, ndio hiyo imetosha.
Lakini sasa madhe wewe mamako unaona kama hataita watu. Lazima Antonio ameoa. Exactly. You see? So I mean, you can still do that, lakini kaeni chini muagree. We are not going beyond our means.
But also, all is not lost. On Instagram, I saw actually Terrence. I was going to pay for a dinner for a couple that they did their own honeymoon I think they were in their own bed sitter. It was so na balloons.
Yes.
So it's not that everybody is in that we have to do a big thing. There are also couples that may accept this is who we are and we are going to do this. So all hope is not lost.
So there are actually people who call habits.
Why did you do a big thing?
Why are you coming back to me? Maybe I did. Maybe I had the resources at that time. Maybe I had the resources at that time.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, all hope is not lost because wale couples already, they really understand that it can happen without those money bouquets. Because we've traded flowers on Valentine's for pesa.
I know.
Mnajua hata tuliambiwa Valentine's Day sio holy. Muachane na hizi vitu za Valentine.
Antonio, first of all, you cannot even give any advice because you're not even dating.
No, you see the reason why I'm not is because of things like this. Sasa nikiambia demu yangu, lakini babe unajua Valentine's ni a devil worshippers. Atufai ku celebrate Valentine's.
Actually, by the way, it was a pagan.
It's a pagan holiday.
It was a pagan sort of
there's nothing you guys are celebrating.
But they decided to Christianize it.
Exactly.
And call it Saint Valentine. However, Saint Valentine was killed on that day.
So you are celebrating the murder of someone.
Listen, where Antonio come, he's not coming from a good place. He's coming because he doesn't want to buy the damn flowers.
No, I can buy flowers. I can plant for you a rose flower that will take an entire season to grow, and every week you'll have flowers. I don't go for I'm a low one. I don't go low.
Okay.
I will plant a flower.
You'll plant a flower. Okay, that one sounds like something our parents would say. I want us to bring this conversation home. Just looking at those things, mnachukua loan ya kufanya hiyo harusi, then you start everything on a wrong note. But of course there are people who want something good. We want also something nice. You want to go for those very nice dates because Instagram mabeshto wamepost wameenda sijui which restaurant wameenda brunch with their how do you keep yourself mentally sane with regard to like usikwest with so much pressure, Antonio?
Acha nikwambie first of all Betty, unajua umetaja Instagram. So inamaanisha mabeshte zetu wako pale so inamaanisha unaona sana. So the best way ni live beyond your means. Relax with what you have. If you love someone, they love you truly, regardless of if you're going to show a big wedding or you're going to show a small wedding or you're going to do something big, people will appreciate you. Unajua hii pressure yote inafanya watu wengi wanaachana sahi. unaweza kosa kufanyia mtu harusi ya kuache because haukunifanyia harusi.
The big thing that they wanted.
Yeah, it's not good. And I'm against people looking at it from the social media point of view. I'd rather we look at it from the way our mothers and fathers used to love each other.
We acha.
Ninaisema out of love. Listen, my mom and dad are still together right now, okay? Probably watching. Hi, Mom. Probably watching.
You finally made it on TV.
I made it on TV after Betty pursuing me and asking me to be on TV.
Come on.
Because they say I'd be a good spot. Now I'm here. But generally, our fathers and mothers, let's not ignore that fact that no, we are doing something different. No, love is patient. Love is kind. Tunapeleka pole pole. I get to know you. Nowadays, hata hakuna courtship. There's no courtship. I want to meet Betty today. I want, because we have money, I want to do a wedding tomorrow morning. There's no courtship. There's no relationship for 1 year where I get to know you.
But do you think after 1 year unajuanga mtu? Mimi as of experience
I think
unaweza kata mtoto na even 10 years. Lakini one day atakuja akushtue.
Sasa usiangalie.
Sasa nimekaa na mtu for 10 years. I'm not saying that. Lakini nasema unaweza kushtuliwa.
Wewe ndio ulishtuliwa ama wewe ndio ulishtuka?
Wewe ndio ulishtuka.
Can I add something on what Anto is saying? It's good to, you know, to check what our parents used to do and maybe just copy something. But then we also need to agree that the men that we have nowadays are not like our fathers, and the women that we have nowadays are not like our women, our mothers. You know, things are different. Exposure is different as our parents. So until you cannot say you're like your father. To be very honest, there is social media. Your father had no social media. To every single day, beautiful women are being born. Every single day you scroll, you're like, this one.
But it is a similar thing. It's a similar thing, Betty.
It's
Betty
not.
2, Betty 1, Betty 2.
Yes.
It's a similar thing, Betty. Let me tell you something. You see, Instagram is basically ni the same na vile watu wako na social media, but now it was different. Tulikuwa tunakutana tunapiga story. To like someone's picture is like basically saying hi. Unakaa poa.
You know how many people you're meeting in your community.
So basically, as we advance towards technology and AI, itafika mahali we are only interacting through these systems.
Yeah.
So my point is, we can still uphold tradition when it comes to love. In the world we live in right now, we can still uphold tradition. Mamangu na babangu walipendana, wakaamua ni wewe na ni mimi. Stella akikuja katikati, tutaongea. James akiingilia ndoa yetu, tutaenda kuongea na wazee. Wewe ndoa yako inaharibika, you want to talk about it out there on social media. You're forgetting about your parents, your folks, that they've been together. Why are they together? Why are you seeking advice from people who already know they are human? They don't know, they're not like your parents. Wazazi wako wako pamoja, hawa wako pamoja. All right. So mimi na stick to that.
Okay. There's also that aspect of how about we just mind our own business? Like if BK has decided, me I want to do a wedding of 10 people, ama nataka kufanya wedding yangu Shago, ama nataka kufanya wedding yangu Maldives. Si tumfurahie tu finally ametoka kwa soko, alikuwa amekaa sana. Alikuwa hata anachukua space ya wale wengine wadogo wale, so ametucreatea space. Why can't we just be happy for people and just be like, whatever wedding amefanya, why do we have to be like, oh now we're looking and we're like, oh this one is not big enough. Nani wewe yako iko wapi?
So you unajua, mostly anyone who talks down on you is someone who's doing worse than you.
But umesema Ambare, so
Amba ako sawa, because
nimesema if you're poor don't do mediocre weddings.
No, you can still do. Si ufanye hiyo poor, si basi ndio ya kulipa hapo. Mimi na Betty twende hapo tulipe 50k na tufanye harusi, ama twende ushago tulipe ng'ombe 2, madhea furahi, and that's a union. But nowadays that is impossible. That's why I'm going back to my point. Huyu hawezi kubali nimletee ng'ombe 2.
Hata ng'ombe 2 pia wewe zi.
Unaona?
Haiwezi.
Sasa hiyo ng'ombe 2 ndio ilikuwa available back in the days. We need to appreciate. Maze niliona hizo ng'ombe za Misa Mobeto. You know they are called the Ankole cows, I think so. They have this long,
kama za Museveni.
They are very expensive.
Yes.
So nikasema hii tutaoa aje akina hii pressure yote.
Sasa unaona wewe pressure inakuingia, haifai kukuingia. Unafaa uangalie mrembo wako. Kuna ng'ombe ngapi? Ng'ombe 2. Na angalia ule mrembo ambaye atakubali ng'ombe 2.
Huyo mrembo sasa ndio
unapeleka nyumbani. Kwani
huyo mrembo
unatafuta mrembo
wako, unatafuta ng'ombe wa za Hamisa na hauna ng'ombe Antonio.
Ule anachukua ng'ombe mbili ama moja.
Exactly.
Lakini usikuje ati mdema na kasijaje.
Ati sasa ati hata mother-in-law ataniona, lakini unaleta yangu mtoto wangu ng'ombe mbili jamani.
Haiwezi.
Haiwezi.
Take the 2 cows where they are valued.
But you ladies, I think it's high time you need to appreciate that we have appreciated you enough. We've given you weddings, we've given you Mother's Day, we've given you Valentine's Day. We always come back home to you guys at the end of the day. We appreciate you so much. I think also nyinyi mtupe hiyo tukisema tuwezi fanya harusi saa hii tutulie, msitupe pressure sana, relax. Msione huko nje Hamisa ako na ng'ombe 52, wewe useme pia unataka ng'ombe 52.
Asante. Yaani I think vile tunasema tu uvae ile kiatu inakutoshea.
Yes.
Mimi kiatu yangu number 41. Wacha nisijaribu kuvaa 39.
Yes.
Ndio.
Yes.
So enyewe tuache hiyo pressure, because manze pressure inafanya watu wana kama they are single, searching, they search,
exactly.
they can't marry.
Mtu kama Bahati anakuja hapo anapatia na gift 52.
Imagine.
Ati Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Gift number 6. Mimi saa hiyo hata gift number 1 inaniuma kichwa.
What if Rosa hajapatia demu yake? Rosa will be speaking to Diana B in a few minutes.
Yes.
And this is going to be a thing on the show. We'll be talking about, talking to the celebrities who've made airwaves during the week. And of course, you've seen what Bahati has done. Manze tunakuheshimu bro. Hii pesa sijui unatoa wapi na hii economy, but we'll investigate. We shall revisit. For now, guys, I want us to talk about some hot topics this week. I think the first one was Rihanna na ASAP Rocky.
Sasa mumeileta vizuri.
I love like that.
Mumeileta vizuri. Unaona sasa ngoja ni no.
First, give context to the people who maybe wajui Rihanna na ASAP.
So Rihanna is a very, everybody knows.
Billionaire.
I'm sure everybody knows. No, Rihanna is a female musician from America who apparently is a billionaire from...
Not apparently, she is a billionaire.
Who is a billionaire
yes.
from amazing businesses and music, especially the brand of lingerie line, which has given her so much money. Na pia akona boyfriend who's a rapper, anaitwa ASAP Rocky.
Okay.
From the group ASAP. ASAP.
Right, okay.
So he's the leader of the group. Na alipatana na Rihanna. Na wakapendana. He's not as rich as Rihanna, but he's well off because he's in Hollywood.
Yes.
All right? Yeah. So shida iko mahali ambapo wasichana hawaelewi vile Rihanna alishinda na yeye kuanzia kesi ianze mpaka kesi ishe.
Yes.
It's so
she was actually there going to court with all the paparazzi, and she was like, you know what, nakufa na mtu wangu.
Manze,
yes.
Do you know how rare that is, Betty? To find a lady, mimi hii juzi beshte yangu tu fulani amekosa kudeliver gari 2-3, marembo wote wawili wamemwacha.
Hiyo ni story. Mimi sijui unaongea juu ya nani, lakini hiyo ni story.
No, ni boy wangu, so si ubonga, lakini it's not, to me I believe loyalty comes first before love. And Rihanna showed the world that, listen, huyu msee si ati Rihanna used to date a billionaire.
Yeah.
An Arabian billionaire.
Yes.
And a few other guys who have a lot of money.
Yes.
So nimelearn a lot pia. So hii pressure yenyu mnatupea, kuna wasichana pia wako nje ni mabilionea na watatukubali.
So let me ask you, do you think
right. Okay.
it's Rihanna or it's the men that
who make you feel like you want
exactly
to
you want to settle?
So you're turning this now?
No, I mean
because for you to get a Rihanna, you also have to be an ASAP Rocky. You have to also stand. You have to be that guy for the woman to be that woman who can stand with you in court.
For sure.
Hapa Kenya napigia demu yangu namwambia nimeshikwa na kanjo. Aizi nikujia.
Amekutoka. So you guys, speaking of pressure, we'll come back to those hot topics of the week. But we have Diana B on the line. Diana, hey manze. Simuachane na hii pressure, surely. How are you doing tonight? Unasikiaje?
Niko poa, Betty. How are you?
Tuko poa, tuko hapa na Miss Kithinji na Antonio.
Hi, Dee.
Kwanza Diana, mimi ndio MC wa harusi.
I'm good, thank you. Unasikiaje gift numbers? Kwanza tattoo umeiona asubuhi?
Aki nakwambia, I still have not recovered. Do you know, I am pinching myself. I am like, in reality, is this a dream? I'm like slapping myself, wake up from this, and I'm like, actually, I am living a movie.
May I have one question? Aki, for real, tuambie tu kweli. You did not know any of these things, from the money, from the proposal, tena sad. You didn't know anything. Tuambie tu kweli kabisa.
Sasa niulize, point ya surprise itakuwa nini nikijua any of those gifts? And let me tell you, Bahati is such a secretive man. And alikuja tu akaamka siku moja na akaniambia, you know what, we did not celebrate our 8 years anniversary, but I'm going to do it for you on Valentine's. So mimi nilijua tu ni kawaida, dinner, tumeenda to have a good time, blah blah blah, hizo vitu zote, and we are done. And then now he got everything done for me, outfits, hair, makeup, and voila, I am doing 8 gifts for you. And that was just, I don't know. That is what happened.
Wow. You know, step up.
Yeah.
Antonio.
Diana, are you getting a tattoo? Nataka tuende pole pole.
Unless wadieke anesthesia nilale. Ndio wanichore tattoo, but mimi kama mimi hata prick tu kidogo hivi naogopa.
Love is nini? Love is endurance. Love is enduring the pain.
Hii enduring itabidi nimeomba nipatiwe juu enduring sina.
Diana, hebu nikuulize. Watu wanauliza manze Baha anatoa wapi do manze? Wase huku yani watu wanasafa hata kununua maua ya Valentine's ilishinda watu wengi sana. Manze, nini mnafanya si atufanyi?
Aki imagine hakuna ni hustle.
Utasema ni God.
Ni God manze.
God is the cherry on the cake. God ndo anakuja ana bless. Ndo anakuja, yani tunaenda tunaomba tunaambia God bless the work of our hands. But let me tell you Betty, we put in the work. We work, naweza kuambia, unaona vile watu majua na working 3 jobs a day. Naweza kuambia we work 10 jobs a day. And let me tell you, you see it on my social media. I have so many clients I'm working for. Bahati has so many clients he's working with, together with now his music and all that. So, na wakati mwingine pia ni kujinyima. You get money, you save it, you invest. So, naweza sema pengine ni biashara pia mingi zingine tunafanya tumeinvest, zenye they are not out in the public eye. Exactly, yeah.
D, unajua sasa siji, I know you've been very busy receiving gifts, you know. But the pressure out here is getting worse. Wanaume karibu wakose kurudi nyumbani.
Because Baha
amefanya hiyo kitu. Now my question is, for the people who are feeling so pressured by what you're receiving right now, what would you like to tell them?
Mimi nazaambia kitu moja, msikuwe pressured. In his own perfect time, he will make all things beautiful. Mimi ni sahi, this is my time. There was a time hata mimi nilikuwa nakaa na watu wengine wakigiftiwa na wafurahia. Nasema hata mimi siku yangu itafika. Mimi Baha tumejinyima naye vitu mingi sana. There was a time hata in one of those videos nimekaa nikasema, there was a time nilikuwa naitisha Baha 1000 bob ninunue lotion na naniambia hapana, tuko na nyumba tunasevia. You know? So, let not the pressure of social media make you feel pressurized that Diana B anafanyiwa hivi, huyu anafanyiwa hivi, alafu unakasirikia bwana wako juu. At that point hawezi.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
Support your man. Pour into that man. Pray for him. Mwambie mimi najua, mshike mkono. Mimi najua one day tutakuja kuomoka. Wacha leo tukuwe inspired. Tomorrow itakuwa ni sisi. You know? Here to kuamka, we don't gift each other every day. It is once, I don't know, after so many years of hard work, ndio tunasema, you know what, and it does not stop here. Tukimaliza, si ati tunakunja miguu, tunakula ice cream, tunasema, tumefika. We keep on putting in the work because we want better than what we have today.
Hiyo imenitouch by the way.
Diana, unapeanga Bahati pesa?
By the way.
Mimi simpatiangi pesa. Mimi nampatianga mapenzi.
That's what you do best.
Mapenzi. Na ukweli kama hiyo patia pesa akikosa saa zingine I support him. Si ati kuna wakati nafika ati.
Thank you.
I support him 100%. You know, and let me tell you, you see what you see Bahati doing for me out there. Everybody is all about amepatiwa gifts, Diana B nini. Yani Bahati is 10 times more than what you're seeing him do for me out there. What I love about Bahati, tukiwa naye in these closed doors, It's the love that he pours in me, the words of affirmation, the support that he gives me, the zeal to tell me. So imagine nafika home nalia. Babe, I can't do this. Babe, you got this. And let me tell you, that is the best gift ever. They are just the cherry on top of the cake. His biggest, greatest support is what you guys don't get to see.
Sasa naelewa. Nasikia kulia manze, manze bahati. Na by the Diana B, acha nikushow. But then you see what you've said. I think also unafaa kusema pale social media, si ndio? Because manze wasio kuwa naumia. Kwanza madem, unajua kwanza you have a huge following of women. I think also it's always nice to always constantly remind them vile umetuambia, yani it takes time kujinyima because people just see the result. Awaonangi the struggle and everything.
I agree. It's something that I was actually planning to do because I've seen actually on my YouTube comments, oh God of Siju Diana locating with a man like Bahati. Comments nimeziona sana. Now I am like nyinyi. Do you know it's never greener on this other side? You water your place. You water your compound.
Amen.
Hapo mali Mungu amekuweka hapo for a reason. You grow together with that man and you grow together with that woman. And let me tell you, I have put it upon myself to make sure that after all this, nikae chini na niambie watu, don't be pressured by what you're seeing online. This is my time. This is my story. I want you to be patient with your man and sit down useme, I manze tulikuwa tunatestiwa back in the years. And right now, I am living a testimony that God has also done it for us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Manze Diana, thank you so much for speaking to us. Manze, I manze tunawapenda. Continue getting the gifts.
Alafu for the big day.
March 1st kuna nini? Is there a wedding on March 1st? Because I know you've invited me. I don't know kama invite Miss Kithinji na Antonio.
Invite mimi nataka ku MC.
Red carpet.
Please, Ebu kuja. You have to invite us by force.
Betty, I am inviting you 1st of March, Miss Kithinji. Antonio, I'm inviting you guys. Yani nyinyi mtakuwa VVIP pale.
Asante.
And let me tell you, I don't know what is happening on 1st of March. You won't even.
So unaweza kuolewa na ujui.
Do you know Baha can pull that? Baha anaweza amka na niambie ndio hii gown. I know what you've always been wanted, what you've always been wanting, and I want you to walk down the aisle. Bahati can do that for me. That's a doubt.
We'll be there.
But let's wait for 1st of March and see what is happening.
We'll be there. We'll be wearing white. Ulisema dress code ni white, tutakuwa hapo. Thank you so much, Dee, for speaking to us. I really appreciate your time. Salimia watoto kwanza.
I will.
Your babies are also so
you,
cute.
Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That is a woman speaking highly
of her man.
And that's what we are talking about, innit? That's what we're talking about.
So you want women to appreciate their men?
I want women to appreciate and say, listen, I really love you, mate. I want to be there for you, you know what I mean? I want to be there for you. Yani, he pours into me. He tells me wonderful things. He gives me this. It's about him.
Yeah.
But most of you, it's about you.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys go wrong.
Hey.
Thank you, Diana.
You have a passion.
Who had Anto? You guys.
My G.
Okay, so that was Diana B, of course, and I will be speaking to Eric.
Eric alikuwa kwa shoot. I hope ametoka shoot.
Nataka kwanza funny thing by the nani Antonio ndo ana manage Eric. I don't know how you manage Eric. I don't know if he's manageable. He's the one who actually makes sure that Eric turns up for shoots, carries the caskets, carries the boats, carries 14 years as a manager. So Msioni Antonio hapa too, he's made a very big brand out of Eric Omondi. So we have quite a number of messages I'll be trying to read. There's one here, is Shivachi Junior. You're saying wedding is better when you already have children. I have seen Secondly, I find it better to be prayed for at the altar and life goes on. And remember, in this thing, it's a man who is suffering.
I told you that.
Wow.
But she has a point.
Yeah.
She has a point where
Shivachi, okay.
It's a she.
Shivachi Junior.
Shivachi, get it? She.
Okay. Maliza point.
So, I think Shivachi has a point hapo mbele. Amesema that wanaenda kuombewa kwa pulpit na mambo ishe. And that is the beauty of it. But mali sikubaliani na yeye ati marriage, a wedding is better when you guys are
already having children. Yeah,
your pressure ni mingi.
Vitu pole pole. There's another one here, Dreamer. Thank you for talking to us. Okay, this is Peter kutoka Kitengelo. So Betty, let me tell you one thing. Kuna wazazi wengine wanachukulia weddings kama biashara. Mzazi akiona tu msichana yake amechukuliwa na jamaa. Anaanza kusema anataka harusi na anasema expensive things about the wedding. Na nothing wana contribute. This kills the moods and the efforts of a man. Hiyo nimekusikia Peter.
That's for sure. Ni ukweli kuna watu wanafanya hivyo.
Yes.
There's a story that someone came, they wanted to be featured on the news because they went and paid dowry, but they realized they were scammed, and not only by the girl, but the family.
Hiyo ni gangster.
And it was
unaniambia ati ninunue gumboots za watu tatu, nilete torch. Ati wazee wanataka torch. Torch.
Okay, sijaisikia.
Torch ni 60,000.
Yeah, for sure. Suti ya mzazi 100,000.
Blanket, mimi nakumbuka kuna blanket.
Nowadays they have a thing. They unaona vile club wana locking mlango watu wakija. They literally lock the gate. Kwa in-laws hamuingi lazima mulipe entry.
That's a tradition.
It's not that when did entry fee start? Una charge entry fee.
Sidhani inaitwa entry fee. No.
Huwezi vunja gate, lazima unlock.
I don't think inaitwa entry fee.
The entry fee kama concert ati tuenda. Why you
kuna advance ticket?
Ati mwezi ingia. So
but you get a wife, Anto. You get a wife, you take her home, they'll cook for you.
Yeah, they'll cook for you, take care of you.
They are nurturing you.
All right. Okay, this thing, and I'm seeing so many comments, I'll be reading them. People are really appreciating the new show. I really appreciate it. To even make it bigger and even better. So right now, Eric Omondi, I don't know if you have Eric. Eric, can you hear me? All right, so we'll try and get him in a few. All right, let's go back to our hot topics here. And the reason why we're calling Eric is because there are two issues.
Okay. Two issues.
Kuna ile Lynn apparently watu wanasema ni kama nini Eric amemforce aende gym sana.
Hapana, sidhani kama Eric.
Unaongea kama manager.
No. You know, I'm speaking because he's my boy and Lynn is my home girl. So first of all, mtu akitaka kufanya Kenya nataka na mwili yake, wacha afanye Kenya nataka kufanya na mwili yake. When Lynn was not the way she has right now. She is right now. Watu walikuwa wanamchekelea sana. Wanamwambia, I saw the comments. I remember seeing the comments hapo hivyo, wewe umenona, umefanya. Now she's doing something about it. She's actually showing effort and it's natural. She's been doing dance classes and all this. And let's appreciate manze. Tusikuwe tunabash tu mtu every time. Huyu amefanya hii.
No, Joe bashment ni jealousy because
basically ni jealousy. Unajua mtu ameamua kujifanya well-being yake ikuwe sawa, self love. You know, let's give her some break. That's family.
Yeah. I feel like anything you do, people will always have an opinion.
Yes.
And you can never impress everyone.
Yes.
Kama we ni mnono, watu wakonde, watu kutukane. And the other way, vice versa.
Exactly.
So I feel like if you want to do something, just do it because you're doing it for you.
For yourself.
Ukiwa single, umekuwa single sana. Ukiwa kwa relationship, huyu si alikuwa nini. So sasa tufanye nini?
Tufanye nini? Yeah. It's true. So tuachane na Lynn, but Eric, maybe if he comes online before you finish the show, we'll talk to him about it. Atashika simu. All right, now let's go back to our hot topics. Of course, we discussed about women being loyal. Unajua mtu wako ameshikwa na city kanjo. Unatoka msee unazima simu.
Mosira amemshika.
Unazima simu.
Mosira amenishika mazi.
Ametupa alikuwa
anazima simu.
Anazima simu.
Or even worse, there's a lady on TikTok and I appreciate her so much. She's called the footballer who had an issue, medical Otuoma.
Yes.
That lady stood by the guy. Unacheki? That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about.
Yes.
And we have to look at it like we need each other.
Yeah.
It's for better or worse.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, you know? Let's do this for us, by us, for us, by us, whatever it is. So that we create a union. Vile Diana amesema, a strong union.
Yes.
Because usiniache juu nimesota. niulize tunaweza fanya nini turudi mahali tulikuwa.
Okay. As long as unafanya kitu, si umekaa tu ndee.
Sijakaa ndee. Nimejaribu zinagonga ukuta au unaona sasa hapana hapa siwezi vumilia.
So kuvumiliana.
Kuvumiliana ni kitu poa sana. I think that's what many men don't say and that's what many men want.
All right.
But also we need to write down like watu wanafaa kuvumiliwa ni kina nani because we've seen people ukweli kuna watu wenye wamevumiliwa na wameachwa. Unaona unavumilia unapata pesa au unareleza la kumbe hata beti ya kwa type yangu.
But also women do that. That's why nilipeana example ya beshte yangu mwenye pengine business ilikuwa mbaya 2-3 gari 2-3 hazikufika kwa port ama nini then akawachwa. So it's both ways.
Huyo naye beshte yako ana choose the wrong girls.
Okay,
naona sasa
hakuna wrong girls.
Kwa nini unasema wrong girl? Kwa nini unasema wrong girl?
Kwa sababu unaachaje mtu juu gari imekosa kuingia, to be honest, and you are there for money.
Hiyo ndio kitu tunasema they most 90% of your species, most 90% of your people they are always there for the
good times.
You're part of it. That's why when Rihanna does something that is loyal bound, people are shocked.
That
Hamisa Mobeto found a guy. Probably Hamisa has been with different people who are big in the industry.
Yeah.
And he found a guy who anampatia
ile love.
Ametulia hana. But people still are talking. I see the comments.
Yeah. They're telling it looks like this.
And mostly like it's even the people who are talking ill about Lean. It's not men. It's fellow women. And that's my biggest
beef. Yeah, that's true. Women kuna vile tu atupenda.
Mnaharibu tu ndoa yako
ikikuja. It has always been there. I don't think it will ever stop.
You do a wedding, someone will come to your wedding and say hata haikuwa na nini. Chapo zao hazikuwa. Hajawahi nini chapo hazikuwa na sukari. Huyo mother-in-law alikuwa amevaa aje. No. Very weird things.
Very weird things.
Yeah.
So tukue loyal. Mtu akiingia kwa shida kishiko na kanjos usizime simu.
Nyinyi especially
delivered usimtoke. Ngoja mpaka deliver gari.
Si machali tuko sawa. You know? Unajua by the way mimi saa hii Miss Kithinji akikwama na nipite kwa gari nipate gari yake iko na puncture as a man. Trust me, I will stop. It's in my nature. But if yeye anione nimekwama na
sasa hiyo haiwezi.
Unaona so mimi hata asimame tu aseme hey I'm sorry. I don't know how to change your tire.
Aje mechanic ni akuja akusaidia.
You guys are never hands on. So that's why I'm asking like though we are changing with times pia nyinyi msiende na times sana. Msisahau your impact in society as women.
The softness
and where you care. Yeah, unajua mimi naweza enda ni park gari yangu kwa parking, nikae kwa parking for 20 minutes. Do you know what that means for a man? 20 minutes at the parking lot, just sitting there thinking about your life because where you're going inside hapo unaenda either ku face chaos
yes.
or real love.
Okay. Actually it's either or chaos. You need topic about to discuss. Yeah. People sitting in the car for hours, for maybe an hour.
So that people can sleep and then you just
walk in pole.
Oh God, what
go kiss you.
That is a bad.
And you go to sleep. It's crazy and it's happening a lot.
It's happening a lot. All right, we have a video for Sema Ikutoke.
What's that? Let's see.
I think you're ready to see. Maybe you can introduce.
As we told you guys, we have a segment on this show. It's called Sema Ikutoke. Sema Ikutoke is a segment where you open out, do a video rant, tell us what you feel is not going well in your society and where you live. Mtu amekukosea mahali, just tell us. Tutapost video yako. So it's called Sema Ikutoke.
Let's go.
Thank you TV47 for giving me this opportunity for highlighting what I think about or what I have to say about this segment Sema Ikutoke. I have an issue with my girlfriend, okay? I do love her so much. But now the problem is she's not a person who speaks a lot who pours her heart out. How can I deal with that? You know, she's quiet. She's not appreciative. She's not a type of a person who speaks when you do something to her, you know. Yes, how can I tackle that? Am I being? Is it a question of am I being played, or that's her character? Thank you.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep, man.
Okay.
So first of all, na feel huyu msee as a man, yeah. Mnaona hizo vitu anaongea. So akona dem poa sana.
Yeah.
Na from his point of view, anampenda sana.
Yeah.
Na amejitolea manze, mpaka ameweka sura yake kwa TV manze.
Yote hivi.
Ndio huyo dem aone.
know.
So huyu boy ako kwa quagmire. I am no relationship expert. And I'm not hoping to be one, but I think he needs to walk away as early as soon.
Oh, really?
I'm saying this with all the love I have for the gentleman.
Why should he walk away?
Because it's like you see wanasemanga kupigia mbuzi gitaa. There are certain things we need to accept in relationships. Okay, as I said, I'm no expert, but from experience, I believe kuna ile kitu nasemanga hatuendani. Mimi na wewe hatuendani. And maybe the lady is not even cheating. It's just she feels like huyo sio yeye. You know women akirevent kwako, you are the one.
Yes.
You are actually the one. Baby manzi wacha nisija kushow. Sasa huyu dem huyu ni bad kuja job leo. She will always tell you everything. So if the lady doesn't tell you what ails her, she's definitely telling somebody else. 100%.
Hold on. Did he say like this lady does not say anything?
Yeah, like she's
she doesn't react, she doesn't say anything, she doesn't.
Unacheki kama
I thought ni kama wakiwa na shida amwambii what's going on.
It's like forever.
Oh, so she does not talk.
Yeah, mpaka yeye unaona ameuliza akasema is it a problem of playing? Is she playing me? Because you know where that stems from. Because we're living in a technological world. And I'm text reply inakuja after.
You
feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Text inakuja after.
Uko jioni kama
usiku. You know, hakuna interaction. Na kutumia dema na kutumia hapo kanguo maybe uone kama itamfit vizuri. There's no interaction.
Yeah, hakuna kitu.
So that one to me, I believe there is no interaction. Maybe they should go for therapy. But personally, mimi naonanga it's good as dead.
Okay. Crazy. We're about to wind up. I can't believe the show is over already.
Oh God.
But your final, but I really want to, maybe I can say something. Like, I feel like, just go where you're loved. Me, that's what I'll say. Go where you're valued. Go where you're heard. Sometimes unajua unajifungia kwa relationship and unaumia mwenyewe, but you can actually just walk away and even miss somebody ule atakupiga kelele mpaka utakuwa sasa wewe unaongea tena sana. So I feel protect your space, protect yourself.
Alafu watu wajuane.
Na watu wajuane, wasioane kabla wajuane.
Jua mtu unadeal na yeye because utadeal na mtu ana sleepwalk usiku. Ujui alikuwa na sleepwalk. That's why conversations are important. That's why those guys are missing that. Talk.
Right. I have an unpopular opinion.
Final remarks.
Yeah, an unpopular opinion. This is what I would like to say. You attract who you are. So if you feel like you're attracting the wrong girls, the wrong men, ask yourself what you're doing wrong. Ask yourself who you are. Ask yourself if there's something you need to work on. Is it expressing yourself? Is it treating people with empathy? You attract who you are. So think about that. That's my final.
It looks like atakuwa ule wa kupiga viboko hapa.
Nimekuwa love doctor since high
kama ni sio love doctor ni inaitwa nini character development. He's a student of the school of character development.
So guys, I mean I just want to appreciate you guys. I think we are onto something.
We are onto something, guys.
Say what?
Sema ikutoke.
Yeah.
I really want to appreciate the gentleman who sent the video. You can also send your videos. Now we have to wait until next Saturday. Remember, kuna hiyo WhatsApp. Just tuma video yako, sema ikutoke. Anything that you feel that you want to get out of your heart. Maybe una mtu wa kuambia, just talk to us. Ask to kusikiza. So send your videos before next Saturday. It's going to be a feature right here on the show. Say what?
Tell us.
Aya, tusimame to invite the one and only Shatta Boy.
Shatta Boy.
What up?
Ya better no.
muziki tunaimba kapela wao.
Kwani unataka tuone?
Wewe Rastaman
nasema ikutoke lazima nisalimie huyu yes.
Okay.
More fire.
What's up?
Ayuni ya kibradhi. Ayuni ya kibradhi.
Unataka ile ya
bas.
Sasa kuna taka ngoma manze tutoke
sasa sijui wameamua kuna ngoma tutapanga dance tu itabidi either mpige
mapanga le
ama siku hizi ni matopa le ni vile kuna kofia hapa
Fanya
tu kitu hivi matopa
Sasa kuna toa wapi manze?
Sasa kwanza ujue timu yangu yetu Arsenal imepigwa leo nasikia vibaya.
Hata mimi timu yangu nimezoea kupigwa so wewe unikuzini.
Lakini mkipigwa si ni sawa tu.
Baadaye leo hata tujasikia.
Simesema tuseme itoke.
Lakini
simesema niseme initoke.
Sema kutoke.
Sasa nasema Arsenal imepigwa na nitoka. Si ndio mtu wa Manchester team iko namba 16. Huko anachimba mafuta asilete.
Hata uniambia kuna feel I am numb to the losses.
So ino show yetu mpitwa say what?
Sema ikutoke, hebu sema ikutoke, sema kitu una feel, sema tu ikutoke.
Nimesema tayari Arsenal imenikasirisha. Si ndio?
Wamegongwa.
Niko in a toxic relationship na Arsenal. Nimesema imenitoka.
So Shatta of course is taking over until saa 11 asubuhi.
Yes.
And some nice reggae vibes.
Yeah, better. More life thing, you know.
More life.
Sema more life. More fire. Yeah, better no.
Yeah, better no.
More life thing, yeah. Mash up the place.
Good night.
Say what?